will suck me where? Hey, Tom
Serious sus moments happening in his album. I'm sorry. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Three Idiots Talking podcast. Today, we are back with Radiohead's 6th studio album, or are we on 5? I've lost count. We had 5?
Wait,
what are we at?
The
The 6?
This is 6, I guess.
6th studio album. There we go. I've lost count, but we just finished up Pink Floyd's 5th studio album. Now we're moving back to Radiohead as we are going back and forth with these two. So, Radiohead, we just finished, what? Wow. Amnesiac, thank you. Gosh, I'm losing my mind. And today we're going to be reviewing and reacting to, and my first time reacting to, Hail to the Thief by Radiohead, an album that came out in 2003. It is 14 songs long, 56 minutes, so a bit of a longer one from Radiohead here. Now, Amnesiac came out in 2001. Then they put out a live album, which we don't do live albums here. So now we're on Hail to the Thief, which came out 2 years later. I know nothing about this album. Essentially, nothing. So I'm going to let Cole or Noah here give us a quick little overview. What do I need to know? What has happened between Amnesiac, which we kind of dubbed Kid A's Side B, essentially, and then 2 years later, I've heard this is a politically themed album by Radiohead. Mm-hmm. What do we need to know about it? Where is Radiohead at 2 years after Amnesiac? Whoever wants to take it, take it.
Do you want this, or do I do it?
I can go.
Go for it, Cole.
Okay.
Well, they're certainly moving out of the direction of the abstract and ambient leanings of Kid A and Amnesiac, and they're getting a little more aggressive with it, a little more politically charged, lyrically, and the instrumentals are getting more intense, I suppose, and they're groovier instrumentals, a lot more drum, more guitar. I suppose it's more straightforward.
Okay. So more drum, more guitar.
It's kind of an in-between point between Amnesiac and what they're going to do in Rainbows.
So let me ask you guys, because you guys have all heard, I think, their whole discography, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What would you closest album in comparison to for Hail to the Thief 2?
The Bends.
The Bends. Okay.
The Bends.
Oh, Cole might not agree there.
This sounds like the Bends.
I think that's the closest, if I had to pick one.
I would say In Rainbows.
Cole says In Rainbows. Well, In Rainbows comes next, right? Or is there another one between that? Okay.
I mean, I didn't know we were counting things that came before.
No, I'm asking.
After
throughout their whole discography, what's this the closest to?
Yeah, I thought we were only talking about the ones that we've done so far. Yeah, I guess.
So In Rainbows.
Cole is right.
Okay, so Hail to the Thief came out in 2003. A more politically charged. They're switching their tone a little bit. Cole said they're going more guitar and drum heavy. I love drums. One of my favorite, if not, I think it is my favorite instrument personally. So this could be a banger for me. I've never heard this album. I think I've heard one song. I'm trying to remember. I have one song liked, but I don't remember.
I know what happened.
I don't remember.
I tried to get you to listen to it. You got like 2 songs deep. Said you didn't like it. Gave up.
I don't remember that, but I'll trust your opinion.
I do. It was about like a year and a half ago. It was a while ago.
Well, there you go. That's probably why. So I basically am going into this pretty much blind because I don't remember this at all. Yeah, first time reacting for me. I don't know if we have anything else we want to talk about for Hail to the Thief. Weird little album cover. Radiohead's very known for their weird album covers. I don't know what this is. It's obviously got a bunch of words in it, but I have no idea what it actually is. It just looks like a bunch of little tiny rectangles smushed together. I really have no clue. Most of them have some type of thing you can tell, but I don't know. Got a whole bunch of words in there. Yeah, I don't really know what the album cover or the title really. Hail to the Thief. I mean, obviously, Hail to the Chief is usually a slogan. So Hail to the Thief. Yeah.
They were not fans of George Bush.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, I don't know.
As far as I'm aware, that's kind of what this album is about, somewhat.
Fair enough. I don't think we have anything more to say about this. Hail to the Thief, Radiohead, 2003, 6th studio album. Let's get started with 2 + 2 = 5.
I'm going first.
Apparently, Tom York can't do math.
I will be going first on this song.
All right. This is where Tom became cringe and political. Yeah, you never heard his album, Cosmic? Me neither. This is their happiest session recordings? Really?
Are you such a dreamer?
Radiohead does not have 4 tens. People need to chill out.
I stay home forever. But 2 and 2 always makes a 5.
Damn right.
I'll lay down the tracks.
Let him do his math.
January as April showers and 2 and 2 always make.
You invited one of your friends to come join? Thank you, Cosmic. What's my top 5 favorite drummers? I'll tell you afterwards.
No,
About a
what's the plus minus on Ryan being able to name 5 drummers?
I can name probably 5 or 6.
I'll go plus 1200.
Wow.
Those are rough odds.
Oh, but a bust everywhere. Come on.
One of the weirdest Radiohead openers I've ever heard. All right. And an odd song title nonetheless. But Noah, you did say you want to start. So
Yeah.
let you go ahead. 2 + 2 = 5.
Yeah, let me correct you. It's not one of the weirdest Radiohead openers.
It's
one
up
of the
there.
best.
Oh.
It's better than Airbag. It's better than. I'd take it over everything except for, everything in its right place. In like 15 step. I think this is probably the 3rd best Radiohead opener. This song it's just a straight jolt of energy. It's crazy. It sets up the album thematically. It's great. Tom's really going a little crazy on it. He sounds a little wacky at times, but I mean, because he's just going fucking nuts.
He is.
Screaming his head off. And I'm a big fan of that. Oh, man. This one, absolute banger. 9.5. Love that song.
Lord. Okay. So yeah. We've harped on a lot on doing Pink Floyd and Radiohead. Especially Radiohead, we've harped on their openers and how their openers set the tone for their albums. And I'm not being that this is my first time listening, I'm not sure where the rest of this album's gonna go, but there seems to be a lot of energy. It's very in your face instrumental, which is definitely not what Radiohead's been doing the past couple albums. They've been having these long, sort of drawn out instrumentals that are very atmospheric. This is not that. I would not call this atmospheric at all. It's very big. It's in your face. It's loud. I liked it from an instrumental standpoint. I liked the guitar quite a lot. Didn't hear the drums as much. Was a little disappointed in that. One issue I had with this actually was Tom York's vocals kind of sound like shit. I didn't like the vocals at all. I thought he was very word mouth, like just word vomiting things out there. The lyrics were kind of good, but the way he was singing them made it sound worse, especially at the end. The last minute or so, it was just blah, blah, blah. It was just falling out of his mouth. It was very not. It didn't sound like Tom York when he's trying to be good. And I got a little punk vibe from this a bit, especially on the energy on the chorus. It was very. I don't know. Maybe punk's the wrong word, but it did sound a little bit like, obviously not to the extreme of the Clash. The Clash is like quintessential, like loud punk, but it did have
Extreme of the Clash.
Yeah, well, I haven't listened to a whole
Clash
ton of
is loud punk.
I haven't heard a ton of punk, so I'm really just using my very few punk songs that were punk
I didn't know
knowledge.
the Clash was loud.
Anyway, it sounded a little bit like the Clash at some points, but it didn't keep that up the whole time. If this is a tone-setting song, and I have no reason to think it isn't, we're in for a unique Radiohead album. I'm going to give this a 7. I don't think it's that interesting, mainly because Tom York's vocals were not that interesting, especially at the way he sounded. Cole.
Pretty big fan of this one.
Ooh.
Definitely one of the better openers in their discography. Right up there with Everything in its Right Place and 15 Step for sure. There's some really great melodies going on here. There's some really great vocal melodies, especially at the end of the song. The vocal melody at the end of the song is fantastic.
No, I hard disagree
That's
with
the
that.
best part of the song.
What?
The ending is the best part of the song.
But you can't unless you have the lyrics. You can't even tell what he's saying. It's just.
It's Tom York.
I know, but usually you can at least get the words out.
I'm not. It's a great melody. I'm not massively concerned. He usually comes up with something pretty cool to say, so I'm not too concerned about it. Yeah, it transitions pretty well from one part to the next.
Yeah.
And that ending is just awesome. That ending is fantastic.
I did like the
I
ending.
wish we were a little longer. I guess if they had, went into the ending even more so and blew it up, I think I'd probably be calling it like a masterpiece of a song.
Huh?
But I'll throw it a 9.
Wow. Sit down, stand up.
I'm not standing back up, Tom. Not until you do some math.
Yeah, Did you see the baddie versus Alabama? What the fuck am I reading? No, it's meant for you anyway.
Bad Baddie Alabama Parker beef.
I feel like you meant to say Bad Baby.
Yeah, I've never heard of Bad Baddie.
I'm just gonna guess it's on TikTok, which is probably why you asked me.
Now he sounds good. Well,
Actually, he sounded good this whole time.
This sounds like something from Amnesiac, just with more instruments going on.
I was gonna say we have more moving parts.
isn't a 5 supposed to be an average score? It's very average.
Yeah.
Very mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definition.
Mid. I mean, I don't know if the average score of all music is a 5, but 5 just means mid.
He sounds so different. I can't tell what he's doing differently though.
His voice is more
He's
natural.
aging.
Yeah, no,
That's
Noah
it.
said it right. His voice is not
It's not filtered as
at
much.
all, or hardly.
Aging as well.
That too. I wonder if they wanted to make this a bit more of a rawer album, less effects.
the range would start dropping. This part is so cool, especially with the bass moving all around. So perfect.
We'll take back everything I just said about the effects being less prevalent.
Some of those noises sound like they could have been on an Aphex Twin song.
Oh my god,
that little... I can describe it.
Oh, the drums are hit! Is this Johnny Greenwood or which Greenwood is this?
No,
I don't think it's Greenwood plays drums.
I forgot the drummer's name.
Bill?
I know all of them except for, yes, Philip. Selwell.
Okay, sit down, stand up. I'd like to go first, if y'all don't mind.
Patrick, the raindrops made you wet. Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
wet is not a thing, apparently.
Precipitating.
All right, we're not gonna do it. Is water wet? No, oh no, that's not. All right, never mind. Anyway, sit down, stand up. I was very confused at the start of the song. I wasn't understanding what they were going for here. I thought Tom York's vocals were a massive improvement from 2 + 2 is 5, though. Of course, you have to mention the drop here, the raindrops specifically. What a build, and what a fantastic drop that just kept getting better and better, louder and louder as it went. I didn't love it at the very start, but as the drums became more prevalent, I was fucking with it. And then the drums just come crushing in. And I don't know, who's the drummer again?
Bill Selway.
Bill Selway killed this song. Absolutely slaughtered it. Huge fan of how he came in and just beat the living tar out of those drums at the end there. Love the setup, love the instrumental setup. Big fan of the Tom York's vocals. Not a huge fan of the lyrics, to be honest. I thought there was not really a whole lot to talk about. He didn't really do a whole lot lyrically. Also, he just said raindrops like 70 times, so not a whole lot to go about here lyrically, but great instrumentalization here, especially on the drop. That's getting a 9. Noah.
Yeah, it's a good song. Once again, some really good melody writing all the way through the entire song. Big fan of the dynamics that they used to their advantage with a very relaxed first half, and then you hear that drum roll coming in the distance, slowly getting louder, and we get that little freak out going on for the second half with some crazy electronic noises. The bass is flying around. I mean, it's really like the both sides of Radiohead that I love put into a song. It's not the absolute best of those styles, but still a good song.
Mm-hmm.
I would give that an 8.
8? Cole?
Yeah, I mean, the first part of the song kind of feels like something that they would have tried on like Amnesiac. And then like the ending of the song, it feels like they're gonna try stuff like that again once they get to a moon-shaped pool. I feel like this song influenced a bunch of songs on there, just with that repeated motif, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, really good melody writing here. Good vocal performance from Mr. York. Just some solid creative writing going on here. I'm a pretty big fan. I'm gonna throw this one to 8.5.
All right, up next, Sail to the Moon. Bill Bruford easily.
Oh yeah,
Harry Bozio.
Bill Bruford's rather crazy.
This first lyric is crazy.
Wherever the song opens, I get videotape vibes. I don't know why.
Low piano. Just low daunting piano.
This is very okay
Space song.
computery.
Space song, man.
Beach House. Space song.
piano in this.
Pianos are heavy.
I sucked the moon.
Wild lyric.
I spoke too soon. And how much did it cost?
What's that one Bob Dylan lyric? Does he call the sun or the moon chicken?
I was drunk.
I think it's the sun.
Wow. Tom sounds great on this song.
Beach has fucking sample. This has so much emphasis.
Thank you. It was the sun. Never been a fan.
Yes, surely, Mark. Wow. I thought that song said back shots coming up, and I was like, that's wild.
What did you have in mind, Icy Room?
It's a pretty extended outro
I'm
right here.
worried.
Okay, that was Sail to the Moon.
What a pretty little song. Super atmospheric. Very nice vibe to it. You can just really get lost in. Very spacey. I don't actually think Beach House sampled it because I did some research and it came up empty. But it does kind of sound like it. Anyway, very pretty, very ethereal. Enjoy the vibe. Cool lyrics. Good melody. You know, just another very, very good atmospheric Radiohead song.
Yep.
I'll throw it at 8 to an 8.5.
So I had a visual picture of just like that. There's this, it would be impossible to explain, but it created a very beautiful picture of the moon and like the water below the moon and just sailing under the moon on a night sky. It was very cool. Cole's 100% right. Amazing atmosphere this created. Completely different than the first couple songs in terms of that. I am a huge fan of how beautiful Tom York sounds on this. I mean, just his voice is peaking in terms of his absolute beautiful level, I guess. Pretty. It's gotten great lyrics. I think the lyrics on this were super interesting to read because you were just sitting there like, it creates such a visual in your head when you're reading it, which is awesome. A little lackadaisical of an instrumental though. Probably could have been a bit more interesting. Probably could the song as a whole could have been a bit more interesting. There could have been a bit more to it. It just kind of stayed the same level, but the level was good, so I'll give it an 8. Noah.
I feel like this is a pretty non-controversial Radiohead song. It's pretty simple, very pretty. Everything Cole said. I'm just gonna double down with Cole, so I don't just repeat everything he said.
Okay.
But instead of an 8 to an 8.5, I'll go 8.5.
8.5, straight up. Fair enough. All right, chat. What do we got? 9.5 from Isiru, big fan. Noah will love the bass on Myxomatosis. Okay. Pretty indeed. I probably completely botched that title.
Oh, you fucked the shit out of it.
I have no idea how else to pronounce it.
I'm not saying it so you can say it again later.
I will. Beautiful 9.5 from Carnicorn, 7 from Mox, great atmosphere, 9 from Mark B, 6.7 from Sander, who's not a huge fan. Wild Palms gives it a 7. Focus on this track when at first I liked, 8+ from Rickster. Good morning, 808 Bear, welcome. 7.333 from Caristian. Zelda ass song from Rodrigo. I think it could use more cowbell. Always. Tom could be an opera singer. I don't know about that. I think his voice would probably get a little pitchy at some points, but he has the ability to hit some notes that are very surprising.
Oh yeah, well, and I guess I could have been a bit more specific as to what I meant by simple. I meant simple as in less moving parts. So like every part of the song has more space to breathe and stands out more. There you go.
Look, I like this song. Not used to not be the case, but I still find myself wondering why it's here. Still think it's a little overrated. Melodies outside the main riff are whatever. 7 from Hugo. 8.5 to 9 from Jonathan. On an unearthed this is a really jarring transition. That's true. Some songs like hit you when you listen to them throughout the album. They hit you like, whoa, that is just so different, and sounds better when you actually listen to it by itself, which is interesting. All right, Backdrifts. Not gonna lie, Ocarina of Time soundtrack is much better than this album. I haven't heard it, but I have heard a couple songs off of it.
Haven't heard it? Haven't played a Zelda game either.
This is
Apex Twin.
Heavy techno vibes.
underwritten.
This song?
What's going on right now is underwritten. I don't think this is lining up super well. I don't think it's meshing.
I just wish there was something else happening as well. I don't know.
I wish the instrumental was quieter. It's overpowering.
You can turn that
Back
game
to
off.
brown.
Yeah. Turn your TV, buddy. Your TV.
Bitch.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. I didn't even know it was me.
Who else
Fuck else would we be talking to?
Nah, apologies. I thought it was muted.
It's sung my ass for watching fucking basketball
Is that
once on a
really
stream.
soundproof? I can't. It's hard to hear outside. Hopefully, chat can hear it at least.
Oh, yes, they could.
I don't really know what the point of that was.
That was a weird transition. This is one of the weirdest Radiohead songs I've ever heard. And they have a lot of weird songs. This is unironically the best part of the song so far. Well, it was.
Yeah. It all feels the same to me.
I feel like it probably should end right now, but there's a whole nother minute to go. Oh, he's actually playing a video game.
We're back to the Aphex Twin influence that we saw a bit on Kid A and Amnesiac. It's a very IDM instrumental. With the way the electronic drums sound. There's this warping going on the whole song that's panning from ear to ear. I guess their intention with it was probably to try and get you lost in the song. But the percussion's so loud that I feel like it's hard to get lost in a song like that. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's mixed the best. Bit too long. Just a little forgettable. I don't think too much happens in the song. I'd give it a 6.
Okay. Cool.
I think the biggest criticism about this album typically is that some of the songs are too long and overall the album is a little bloated. Example A.
Yeah.
Because this thing is definitely too long. And it like maybe if they had reworked this song, it could be better, but I don't know. There's something about the vocal melody and the instrumental just don't work together for me. I think the instrumental, like, as Noah said, the Aphex Twin IDM instrumental that's going on, which obviously they wanted to try again from Idiotech. It's too loud. I don't know why it's so loud, but I think it's just mixed too loudly. And I mean, yeah, combining that with the fact that I don't think it lines up with the melody super well. I just don't think they go together. I'm sure if you isolated the two things, they would both sound good on their own, but they just don't work together. And given the fact that it's just too long, we come away with a pretty song here. I'm gonna give it like a 5.5.
Yeah. So my first time ever hearing this song, gave very techno vibes. Unfortunately, I gotta agree with what both of you said. It is entirely too long, and I didn't realize that it was going to be that long. Definitely outstayed its welcome, and probably more the weirder thing was that it just kept. I feel like they should have changed the instrumental up a bit because it never hit. Not a huge fan of it. Not a huge fan of the way Tom York was singing. Really, to be completely honest, I'm not a huge fan of anything on this song. I mean, lyrically it was very mid. I thought the instrumental was just okay. It could have been a lot better if it changed up and changed into something else or transitioned to something else. It was like a good stopgap instrumental, but never should have been the full song. Sounded weird. Tom sounded okay, but he didn't really fit the style of this song. Then again, Tom York doesn't always fit the styles of songs. It's sort of one of the things he does best. I would say if I had to rate this, I would probably go I go 5. That's about as average as it gets, and that's not something I plan on listening to again. All right, up next, Go to Sleep. What the fuck? What the country fuck is this?
Something for
the real Dracula
moment.
No way.
Over my dead body.
Oh man. Not the real one.
Something
Happy
big
hands.
is gonna happen. Over my dead body. Someone started. Over my dead body. This is how I end up tilted. Over my dead body. I'm not gonna sleep. Let this wash over me.
This is the least Radiohead sounding song I've heard from them yet.
We don't want the monster taking over. Tiptoe around, tying down.
What is that instrument they're using? What is it?
Not what I would call like a guitar tone. You think he just got to play like so few solos and riffs on the last two albums, and he's like, "I'm doing some weird shit on this song. I don't care. I'm having my moment."
And been like, listen, buddy. You can say whatever you want on that song, but I'm gonna get banging ass weird shit happening on this song. Really know how to rate this song. I am kind of floored by it, to be honest. I said it during it, this is probably the least, if you, without hearing Tom's vocals, of course, told me this was a Radiohead song just on the instrumental alone, I would not believe you, because it sounds nothing like a Radiohead song. It started out with a very country twangy sound, and that it didn't die off, but it certainly kind of transitioned to a more Radiohead sounding-esque instrumental. But that twangy guitar was still there, and the drums definitely sounded a little bit country tone as well. It certainly does not fit the typical aesthetic of a Radiohead song. Lyrically was probably the most interesting thing to me of all the whole song. I thought the lyrics were a very unique read, and just talking about the political climate, it appears, in metaphors and similes, and using quotes that were kind of unique to read. I think the big problem here, and the one thing I'm gonna keep kind of agree with Cole, I don't see how this fits in this album at all from an instrumental standpoint. It is so different than the rest of it, just like the previous song was so different than the rest of it. There's no similarities. It just kind of feels out there. It sort of feels like the type of song that was like a leftover idea track that they were like, nah, that's not good enough for a main album, and it doesn't fit the theme, so we'll just keep that as like a stash song, and maybe we'll find somewhere to put it down the road. But it clearly isn't, because it's like it's built around the time of this era of this album, so they made this with intent. Weird song to rate. Haven't heard anything like this by Radiohead. I'll give it a 5.5 to a 6. No.
This song just feels so incredibly out of place. This track listing is just
Wild.
It's hard to get really immersed and into the album when it's just bouncing all over the place. We go from an IDM type song to something a lot more guitar driven, moving around a lot.
Yeah, completely different.
Yeah, like the last song didn't really move around too much, I think. It stayed the course. This one was moving around a lot, changing around a bit. And I don't know. Something like that, where like it's track to track to track, and them being so incredibly different just puts me off.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that I'm not crazy about what's happening in the song in the first place. I thought the guitar tones were not the best. I wouldn't call it a solo, but that part that Mr. Greenwood did, that sounded like a tone he would have had on like the Bends. Or I think we're
Is that where you got the
past that now,
comparison?
pal. Well, no, just some songs on it, but that is definitely a song on it that's closer to the Bends than anything, in my opinion. I'd give it a 6.
Okay, Cole?
Yeah, we kind of cutting through some bloat here.
Yeah, we're kind of on a downward spiral.
These songs kind of just feel a little directionless, and they don't really have any consistent theme or mood to them or anything like that. Yeah, they're jumping all over the place sonically, which can work if you have a certain sound that they're in, but I'm not really picking up on any sort of album vibe here, really. So I don't really think that them switching genres all willy-nilly like that's really working for them. Yeah, this song is just really not memorable at all to me. I give it like a 6.
Moving on to Where I End and You Begin. You enjoying the cookies, Cole?
I am. Very soft.
I too went and got Din Din. I haven't eaten yet today, and this is gonna take a minute, so I was not waiting. Got a little burger.
Probably the only time I've actually seen it done extremely well was on TPAP, now I think about it.
Animal.
Yeah.
What message was Animals trying to convey?
Animals is a critique of the political climate at the time in England.
More than animals too.
I'm sorry for the dinosaurs on the earth. The sky turns green where I am. You begin.
Ouch. Oh, you can't like
What?
cat.
Great animal, right?
Sometimes. Not when they do that though.
Clouds and I can't come down. I can watch you now take part where I am and where you start. Where you left me alone. You left me alone.
I'm gonna need that guitar to be a little louder there, champ. That's unfortunate.
What is he doing to that poor guitar?
That could have been way cooler if it was louder. Oh no. Sorry, you're not too good. That dude is hitting one drum right there. It's one single drum. I just saw the title of the next song. No.
Yeah, cool. Why do you always drink from a gargantuan vessel?
What?
It's the only water bottle I have, man. I don't know. Well, they tried to do some repetition here again, and unfortunately, I don't think they did it nearly as successfully as they did on. I think it was it Sail to the Moon? Oh no, I think it was the ending of Sit Down and Stand Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of just felt like a weaker version of that song a lot of points. Unfortunately, I don't know. There's just runs throughout this album where the songs just get really forgettable. They don't really write that many great melodies. Like they're just not memorable. The lyrics get a bit just kind of bland, and they're just not really nailing any one specific sound. They're just kind of doing some stuff okay, but just not really excelling at anything. I'll throw this one a 6.
So, I'm a little disappointed about this. Where it started, it seemed like this was going to be a really good song, and I felt like somebody said it's got Big Kid A vibes, and I could see that for sure, and I thought this was going to be a banger track on this album. And then as it continued, it didn't really expand. It had a guitar solo that was very, very quiet guitar, honestly. I don't know what exactly they did to make that so low, or why they decided to make it such a soft, or not soft, but a very quiet guitar compared to the rest of the instruments that were happening. I was very disappointed by that. I thought lyrically, he's just not been saying much this whole album, to be honest. There's been a couple songs where you have, like, Sail to the Moon had good lyrics that are created nice atmosphere, but for the most part, the lyrics on this have just been very metaphorical and not hitting like some of the previous albums have, whereas like you could actually be like super interesting, and these like just saying like I'm gonna eat you alive and stuff, or things like, it's just not hitting. It's not, there's nothing that really interests me about a lot of these songs lyrically. I'm kind of a little disappointed. I thought this was gonna have like a message, like I thought that was the whole theme of this album, and so far hasn't hit whatsoever. Instrumentally, it was good. I enjoyed most of it. I thought the production was well done, except for the guitar solo, and I liked the synths for the most part. And it did create a nice atmospheric effect. I will give it a 7.5. All right, Noah.
Cole brought up my biggest issue with this album. Just how incredibly hit and miss it is, and the way it goes through dry spells like this that we're going through right now. Like, there's really nothing that makes it stand out. The guitar tone's not great. Plus, it's been in a song beforehand, and it tried to do something like sit down, stand up. I don't know. This feels like the ideas are not incredibly original, like you usually expect from Radiohead.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, things kind of just turn out okay. I'm throwing it another 6.
Moving on to a really weird title song, We Suck Young Blood. Hate that I had to say that out loud.
Hey, I remember this song.
Kirsten says, I don't understand how this political concept, this album is not. It's a collection of songs with hardly any. Yeah, I haven't seen anything political really about this at all. I don't know why people are calling it that. Maybe there's some later on. Oh,
well, the political nature of it kind of comes in bouts. Diddy anthem.
oh no. I hope they didn't hear that.
I hope they did, because I thought it was funny. I mean, was it a dark joke? Yeah. But it's funny, I don't care.
Oh, he really let that one hang out there.
Would you do?
I guess I'll go first when it's over.
It is dragging.
It's going to be a us against the world kind of moment.
Well, WR is not a fan of this. Say that.
Hugo's gonna stand with me. It's gonna be fun.
Won't let the nervous bury me. I've a sin.
Okay.
Our rivers poison.
Lord, that's pretty.
We want the sweet. We want young
I am
All right, I'll go.
so conflicted about this song.
Got some disgusting overhating going on right now. This song is beautiful. Out of every song on this album so far, this probably does the best at creating an atmosphere. It's an atmosphere of dread. And it's pretty simple what the song is about. It's about sending them young boys to war. That's at least how I take it. But yeah, the melodies on it are great, especially with the overdubs he does on his vocals. And it has a beautiful freak out in the middle, just to be a little different. I appreciate it. It keeps the song interesting. Yeah, this song is good. I don't know why it's getting so much hate. I was not expecting that. It's one of my favorites. I'd give it an 8.5.
Cool, I'm gonna need you to go next. I gotta think about this.
I think this is a pretty cool song. Like Noah said, it's got one of the stronger atmospheres on this album, and it's very clear what they're going for. I mean, I agree with Noah about what it's going for lyrically. I think it's a little more abstract than a typical Radiohead piano ballad would be, but I think it mostly benefits from that. It might be a little long at 5 minutes, but I think it's a pretty cool track. I'll throw it a 7.5 to an 8.
Okay. So
There's some questionable vocal moments.
I have a lot to say about this, but I'll try not to take too long. Definitely agree with Noah in terms of the atmosphere. Second best atmosphere created. I still think Sail to the Moon has the best. I love the lyrics. Again, still think Sail to the Moon has better lyrics though. But then again, I love the lyrics. I think they're fantastic. The instrumental being this doom, and then this doom, over and over with a clap. I thought it the first couple times was cool, but I thought it was building to something that never came. And it's just this, it felt more like a dredge at the end of the song. Even before that, it started feeling like it was dragging. And I get what they're going for here. It was certainly a unique way of doing it. And I think Tom definitely made the right vocal performances at certain times. But I will say there were pitches and certain tones that where he was extending, where he really overextended some of them and just stretched it too thin. Then again, for the most part, I enjoyed the vocals. Very hard song for me to rate. I think I'm going to give this an 8. Up next, the gloaming. You can base that off of how old Noah is there.
The Gloam Part 2.
Oh, Icy gives it an 8 though.
The glowing man.
The Flammable Man.
This album has been so weird. Zero like Animal House. Oh, no. I always read that wrong. I don't know why I think that's 0.0. It's just the eyes. Well, that
Over
popping is
IDM.
annoying. When did this album come out? 2003. This is going on a little long here, Radiohead.
It does sound like needle skipping.
Hot take, Tom should save this for a solo project. Is this a solo song by him? I'm asking, I don't know.
They will suck you down to the other side. They will suck you down to the other side. They will suck you down to the other side.
His metaphors are very, you're using some very odd lyrics for these.
They're so awesome.
A lot of pause moments in this album. The repetitive nature of some of these songs is a little annoying. That was a cool end though. Lyrically.
I'm just ready to see what chat thinks about the next song. Very interesting.
Hey yo, Tyler, chill, bro.
Will suck me where? Hey, Tom said
Serious
it.
sus moments happening in this album. I'm sorry. They just are. Diddy's favorite album.
That's what happens when you go on about sucking for a verse. Alright, yeah, the song was probably the least to offer out of every song so far. Not very interesting. The IDM instrumental was not very interesting either. Didn't vary too much from one of the previous ones they used on this album. Lyrical content really didn't do much for me. Vocals were meh. Still in a 5.
I entirely agree with what you said. I have nothing to add. 5.5. Cole?
Drab and uneventful.
Yup.
5.
There. Up next. 7 from Pelota, though. Light 4.5. Jonathan was a fan of. This is a unique little instrumental for Radiohead.
said great melody.
Oh. It's the first instrumental in a while I've been interested in. Top 10 all-time song? Wow. Hello now. You don't say lyric, are you reading? What? This is the most lyric Radiohead album since OK Computer. I'm gonna disagree with that. Oh man, this instrumental's killing it. Okay. Well, I call first on this one.
Go ahead.
Was surprisingly great. Especially after a lot of rough mid / slightly above average songs that we just came through, a trudge you might say. We just got to an absolute banger. I mean that was fantastic. The instrumental building and progressing throughout the whole song was a fantastic idea. I've mentioned multiple times I wish there had been more builds on some of these songs, and then boom, we get a great progressionary build that goes throughout the song. Fantastic instrumental. I have no idea what genre instrumental that is going to be called. I could not tell you. Corno would have to tell you, because all I know is it sounded fantastic, and I love the way Tom York sounded on this. I mean, he was nailing this vocal performance for the instrumental, for the beat that they were making. This was a perfect vocal. The lyrics were extremely interesting to read. Maybe extremely is a bit exaggeratory. It was an interesting read. I enjoyed the lyrics, and I thought Tom York sang them beautifully. But he also gave a little bit of a roughness to it, a little bit of a rawness to the vocals as well. It wasn't just trying to be pitchy and sound pretty. It was trying to sound a lot like the instrumental, which was a little tough. And I like the progression through it. Oh, that is hard to rate. I'm going to give that a 9.5. Cole.
Yeah, I think this is right up there with the opener as like the best song on the album for me. Maybe the best instrumental on the album, at least the best instrumental that goes on for as long as it does, because
Yeah.
this is like the first song that hits that 5 minute mark where I'm like, okay, they're not actually going too long. This isn't dragging. In fact, they could have done like the chorus again at the end. And I would have been fine with that. It was a
I was
great chorus.
hoping they were.
Love the melody on it. Really good lyrics, really unique instrumental. Not a lot of Radiohead songs really sound like this one up to this point.
No, they don't.
It moved really well. It was very fluid, even for as loud as it got at certain points. Yeah, just some really, really good songwriting here from the fellas. I'm feeling a 9.
Ooh. All right, Noah.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the better songs out of the bunch. They've been pretty hit and miss with their guitar-heavy tracks, song-wise and tone-wise. Well, they definitely hit it here. Great guitar riff that they really ran really good for the first half of the song. Really good hook. I do wish they brought it back just because of how good of a melody it was. But the song really starts kicking into gear for me when we start getting those slow little arpeggios in the left channel from that one guitar that sounds like it's mic'd really close, but it sounds really good. That's really when the song starts getting real good for me when Johnny Greenwood just takes over.
Mm.
I think this song is a tad bit overrated by fans.
Is it overrated? I don't know how people rate it.
Well, chat gives you a good idea.
I haven't looked. But
It's still a really good song. I'd still give it a 9 to a 9.5.
All right. Up next, I Will. How many songs we got left? Most overrated song in a discography by a mile. Woo.
What is it? What is it?
Boy, what is the most overrated Radiohead song?
Oh, you're gonna say something off the bends. Never mind.
Might be Street Spirit.
The dual vocals
Yeah.
here are interesting.
It's not coming.
With white elephants sitting down.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I will rise up. Little baby's eyes, 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 eyes. Little baby's eyes, 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 eyes. Little baby's eyes, eyes, eyes.
Gonna be pretty quick because it's a 2-minute song.
Yeah.
They're back into the slow doom and gloom type of vibe that they did on Young Blood. That's what I'm gonna call that song from now on. I'm not saying its full title because it's weird.
It is
But
weird.
yeah, they're going for that again, and they're going again with the political stuff. I mean, I don't care about that. I just don't. But it had a really good melody. I mean, the lyrics are pretty interesting. that's all it really has to offer, because that's all that really happened. I mean, it's okay. It's solid. Give it like a 7.
Fire lyrics, incredible vocals from Tom York. Good instrumental. Way too short. Would have loved this for another 1.5 to 2 minutes. 7.5. Cool.
God, I feel like this ends before it really develops into anything all that interesting.
I mean, it's still pretty though.
What was there was okay, but I wasn't pulled into it that much. But yeah, it's like a third of a song,
Yeah.
honestly. I give it like a 6.
We gotta get moving, so I'm gonna go on to A Punch Up at a Wedding.
What a fun title.
5 from Sander, 8 from Joel. I see with a 9. Tom, could you please pronounce eyes a little more because you're making me uncomfortable? 6 from Rister and a 7.5 from Christian. 7.5 from Love Stance.
What's the most overrated song, Noah?
By Radiohead?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. That was not a 4 to 4.5.
I took a gander.
Okay, Tom York's vocals are confusing the shit out of me for this song.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's airbag. Yeah.
Playing this at my wedding to provoke a fight. Got a little bass to it.
Yeah, it's got a groove to it.
This one gives you Beatles vibes. What Beatles album or song do you relate to it?
Probably White Album.
Maybe.
This album gives me White Album vibes because of how all over the place it is.
Got our first York in it reference. Like to see it.
I guess I'll go first.
You want to go first?
Yeah, might as well.
Sounds like Neil Young, does it?
Neil Young, I think, has a much more warm quality to his voice, while Tom's a bit more cold and sharp.
Like, I was kind of bummed into this song, but I don't really know why. What's up, Holy Hemorrhoids? You made it 48. Good job. I'm kind of there because
I came away with like just a couple highlights. I thought this was one of them. I thought this song is very well done. Very pretty piano. Got a bass grooving. Very simple, drum part to keep it all together. The vocal parts, melody-wise, I think they're really good. Lyrically, it's very interesting. I'm not gonna try and decipher it. I find it very difficult to decipher a lot of Radiohead's lyrics, but they sound interesting, so that I'll take that as a good thing.
they're always an interesting read.
Oh yeah, even when I have no fucking clue what they're talking about. Just a little too long. A teeny bit too long.
Yeah.
But I would still go with an 8.
8. Cool.
Nice little jam they had going there or nice little groove they had with the piano there. That was pretty cool. I'm mostly gonna agree with Noah here. It's a solid track. There's some stuff to enjoy here. The group is really good. Not nearly on the level of some of the other songs here, but it was pretty good. I'll throw it a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a whole lot to add. I like the instrumental groove. I like Tom York's lyrics. I wasn't a huge fan of his vocals. I've been back and forth with his vocals on this album. Some good, some bad. This one was okay. I think the vocals didn't really match the instrumental though, and the lyrics were kind of odd for the whole song as a whole. But that being said, it's certainly not the worst we've had, and I think we have some good moments here. 6.5 to a 7. All right, up next, Myxomatosis. 8.5 from Jonathan. What the fuck is this?
Fart bass.
Yeah, there probably is Holy Hemorrhoids. You don't write a song like that without having some story.
The mongrel cat came home, holding half a head, proceeded to shut up to all his newfound friends. He said, I've been where I slept with who
It's a good melody.
she ate me up for breakfast.
The instrumental is.
Yeah. I meant vocal melody, man.
Really?
I don't know why I feel so dumb.
No.
That's so cool.
No. That one's a no, but this is cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I stepped in the right channel.
What is it even doing?
Chilling. Well, we're getting some music theory. Busting out the Phrygian scale over here.
So
Frigid skin. What the fuck is that, man?
There are so many scales.
I love the verses. Oh, I did say it right. Fuck you, Noah.
You did not say that.
I got myxomatosis, and I don't know why I feel so
See, that's
Keep your
awesome.
meat in the fridge. Glad to hear it.
One of you can go first, because I want to go first on Wolf at the Door. I demand
If somebody in chat can explain to me what the hell Tom York is talking about in this song,
Myxomatosis.
I would be so happy. Cole, you go first.
Well, it's certainly an ambitious song. I'll give them that. Kind of split on it a little bit because on the one hand, it's pretty cool structurally, and I do like what they're going for, but the synth bass is just way too loud. It totally like overpowers the instrument or the lyrics, and basically anything else that's going on in the song.
It totally
does. It's just overbearing and a little distracting for me, so I do think that hinders it a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's cool. I like what they're going for. I like how they do it. It's executed pretty well. Throw another 7.5.
I have no fucking clue what to think about this song because I don't know what these lyrics meant at all. This is the most confused I've ever been by lyrics by Tom York. I don't know what Myxomatosis is. I don't know what the hell he's talking about in this song. I have absolutely no idea. And I don't really necessarily know if I even want to know what he's talking about because it's just odd. But I completely disagree with Cole. I think that banging bass riff is just awesome, and it saves this song from being a total complete disaster because Tom York has a decent vocal melody during the verses, but the chorus hits and it's fucking atrocious. The don't know part where he's just like one at a time, awful, hate it, not a fan. But everything else bangs, and this bass riff slaps. So, going near Cole again, I'm going to give a 7. Noah.
First off, Myxomatosis.
Yeah.
Viral disease that affects rabbits. Can't go to people.
So
don't know what the fuck.
What the fuck?
Now I'm
is
even
that?
more, I looked it up and
me even more.
I know that's what I was gonna say. I looked it up and now I'm even more confused.
What?
Synth bass was crazy on this one. It was really ruling the song. It makes me think of something like fucking Bjork would do, like something on like Post. But no, that was a really cool song. Big fan of when they cut a lot of the parts out and they just have Tom York saying fucking like one word at a time slowly. Something about that.
That was the
really,
worst
I thought
part.
that was really cool. Plus, there's like some effect or lower overdub on it. That sounded really cool. Besides that, I mean, it's a good song all around, but I'm not going at fucking nuclear about it. I'd give it an 8.
All right, up next, Scatterbrain. Oh, an instrumental. I was wondering if we were going to get an instrumental from them. Good take,
you so
Noah.
much,
Very
Hugo.
good bass.
Me and Hugo have just been
It's been like this the last couple albums.
Been clicking. I think I'm gonna lose him on the next song though.
Wait, there are lyrics. The hell is Spotify?
All this song is missing is like a fucking Debo, and this is an In Rainbow song. This sounds so much like In Rainbows.
Hi, Tony.
Well, we could also use a better vocal melody. Rainbow song.
Yeah, I guess it a more memorable vocal melody.
Those guitars are extremely Rainbows-esque.
That is exactly what drew me to make that comparison. This is like Knives Out too, yeah.
Next two strings better go crazy.
Metal in Rainbows. Oh shit!
Yeah,
We're
there's
in
some
for some
bangers.
bangers.
We got through the trenches. Now we're at the firing range. To quote Mr.
And which
York.
we're here, Piglins, which, you know, not gonna say anything about that. And then Animals, Moon-Shaped Pool. Boy, oh boy.
Pink Floyd's gotta go now. Run. Discography.
Okay.
I said I wanted to go first on the next song.
Oh, the next
But I
one.
can go
All right.
first if you
No,
want.
I'll go. I can make this pretty short. Didn't do much for me. I'm not gonna lie here. It's kind of falling into the formula of a couple different songs recently where it has been better than above average, but is really losing me in some of these instrumentals that don't change much. That being said, you could hear a couple good guitar tones in there, and I enjoyed them. And I thought Tom York's vocals were all right, but not great. He certainly had better on this album. Lyrically, I mean, there's hardly any lyrics. We look at this, you know, there's just not a lot. Then again, it appears to be more the political stuff he's been doing, or at least the political metaphors he's been doing. So a little bit interesting there. I feel like I'm just being a broken record with these ratings, but I'm gonna go a 6.5 to a 7 again. Cole?
I do feel like this song suffers a little bit from not having a particularly strong vocal melody. It's just not that memorable. I just don't think his vocal performance or melody are all that memorable. Lyrically, it's fine, but nothing super compelling about it. The instrumental is decently nice. It does sound something that they're gonna perfect on the next album in their discography. Yeah, it's decent, but not where it could have been. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
He'll get so much better with this soon. Noah.
Yeah. Gonna kind of double down on almost everything Cole said. Yeah, the instrumental was definitely doing a lot of the heavy lifting. It is something that they will perfect on the next album. Can't wait. But for now, we have this, and this is there's nothing I really dislike about it. There's nothing really to hate here, but not a bunch to love at the same time. It's just all around okay. I'd give it a 7.
We are at A
Yep.
Wolf at the Door. This is the last song on Hail to the
Yep.
Thief.
I got 2 takes about this song.
2 takes. Like the starting instrumental, like the drums.
Drag him out your window, drag it up the deck, singing a mess. You snakes and ladders, flip the lid. Eye pops the target, snaps you in the head.
Is this
Dumps
Tom?
you in the neck,
Yep.
kicks you in the teeth, steel toe caps, takes all your credit cards. Get up, get the guns, get the eggs, get the flat in the face, the flat in the face, the flat in the face. Dance you fucker, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you flat in the face. Take it where the love is given, take it with a pinch of salt, take it to the tax now. Let me back, I promise to be good. Don't look in the mirror at the face you don't recognize. Help me call the doctor,
love that
put me inside,
harmonizer.
put me inside, put me inside, put me inside, put me inside. I keep the world from the door. It calls me up, calls me on the phone, tells me all the ways that he's gonna mess me up. Steal all my children if I don't pay the ransom. But I'll never see him again if I squeal to the car.
That was rough. That was rough. That last line didn't fit. Is this the beginning of Tom York's rap career?
Absolutely.
The flan in the face.
Oh, I thought we were done. No.
Oh, we're cooking.
Walking like giant cranes, I'm with my extra eyes, I strip to naked and tied little world money on the list.
What's
Skip the
this?
wires to a week to complain. Investments in deals, cold wires and mistresses, cold wires of Sunday paper city, coins in first class, don't know that born middle. Someone else is gonna come and clean it up. Burn race for the job, someone always does. I wish you get up, get over, get up, get over. Turn your table, I keep the wall from the door. But he calls me up, calls me on the phone, tells me all the ways that he's gonna mess me up. Steal all my children if I don't pay the ransom.
Man, lyrics on this song are fucked
I
up.
squeal to the crowd, so I just go.
Wow.
G-Eazy influence.
What a wild outro song.
Alright. I'm so excited to talk about this. This album arguably has the best opening and closer duo of any
Ooh.
Radiohead album. 2 +
Interesting.
2 = 5 and this. This song is amazing. The vocal delivery, it's so out there, but it fits the song perfectly. I think he does it great. For once, I can like really understand the lyrics and what he's talking about.
Because
And
it's
I think it's very
enunciating.
interesting. Yeah, but even then, you still got the fucking lyric sheet.
Sure.
And it's one of the Radiohead's best hooks, in my opinion. It's definitely one of, for me, it's like a top 3 Radiohead hook. It's
Wow.
absolutely amazing. And of course, there's that instrumental section that swells with the vocals that leads into the second verse. That's also phenomenal. I mean, I'm feeling a 9.5 to a 10. I love this
Ooh.
song.
Okay. Cool. You give a look.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't say I found it that impactful. It's a cool song. I enjoyed it for the most part, but I don't know. Clearly did not resonate with me the way it resonated with Noah. You know, a solid closer. but I wouldn't say it was one of the better closes in their discography or anything. I give it more like a 7 to a 7.5.
Damn, not nearly as big a fan. First time I heard Tom York rap, or his version of rapping, I guess you would say that. I completely agree with Noah about the lyrics being easier to read, which was a big factor in this. Loved the instrumental. The energy from the very get-go was awesome. Compared to the last few songs where we've had a very dull / uninspiring different vocal performances at certain parts and just unrememberable songs for the most part, this one punches it above its weight class here. It really does hit, and I do enjoy it. The lyrics were phenomenal. That was the one thing I thought was the best part about this song, was the lyrics were just great. Love the lyrics, love the read. And being that it's the first time I heard this song, at the current moment, this is getting an 8.5 to a 9. It's final rankings time. For those who've never been here before, we take our top 3 of the album, we put it in order, we give the album a 1 to 10 ranking, and we rank the Radiohead albums we have heard so far in their discography, so 1 through 6.
Well, this album has a lot of great moments on it. Maybe even a couple of amazing moments, depending on how much you're into some of these songs. But overall, it is quite inconsistent. Sonically, it's all over the place. There's no like consistency to any part of this album, whether it's just like the quality of songs or thematically. I mean, lyrically, the lyrics I would say are the most consistent thing about the album, just because they're the most focused part of it. But I mean, they're jumping genres all over the place. There's no real sound to this album. You could tell me that like these songs are just pulled out of their discography from random places, and I'd almost believe you. I do think it suffers from that a little bit, because I mean, I wouldn't say the songwriting is nearly as strong as some of their albums in the past, or some of the things that we'll hear in the future, but it still has some really, really good songs on it. Some great moments. Overall, I'm feeling a 7 to a 7.5 on Hail to the Thief.
Did you give your top 3?
I did not. I completely forgot about that.
The first thing somebody does.
Number 3, Sit Down, Stand Up. I guess 2, I'll go 2 plus 2 equals 5, and number 1, there.
There. And your 1 through 6 Radiohead discography.
I'm gonna start at 6.
Okay.
Number 6 is Pablo Honey, because that album sucks. Number 5 is Still the Bends.
Okay.
Number 4, Amnesiac. Number 3, Hail to the Thief. Number 2, OK Computer, and number 1, Kid A.
Okay. Noah, you're up next, sir.
Okay. For my top 3, I'll go there at 3. 2 plus 2 equals 5 at number 2. And Wolf at the Door at number 1. This is a pretty darn good album. But yeah, it is all over the place musically. And I guess I would say so quality-wise as well. I feel like the start and finish of the album are really good, and the middle section is really where it starts to hurt itself rating-wise. But just because it has higher highs, I would put this just a tiny bit above Amnesiac. I'd give this an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Now for their discography ranking so far at number 6, Pablo Honey, because it sucks. Amnesiac, it doesn't suck. Hail to the Thief. The Bends.
Wow.
OK Computer. Kid A. That's how we're looking so far.
Wow. Wild ranking, Noah. Putting the Bends at 3. Wow. All right.
I think it's very understandable.
My top 3 will be... Let me just check to make sure I did that. Yep. Okay, so number 3 will be A Wolf at the Door. 2 will be Sit Down, Stand Up. And number 1 will be There. First time hearing this album. I had no real clue what to do or what to think about this going into it. The opener was not what I would call a tone setter for the rest of this album at all. If anything, the opener was the complete opposite, because this album was up and down like a roller coaster. We had different genres, we had different genres, we'd have different vocal performances, we had different instrumentals all over the place. We had so many times where you would hear one great song and then immediately you'd hear songs that didn't make any sense coming afterwards, and it felt completely out of place in the album. We had stretches of good, stretches of bad, stretches of mediocre, stretches of mid. But we also had stretches of really, a couple picks of really high tier Radiohead songs. I mean, this is a true white album experience, as some might say. Very unique Radiohead album. Never heard anything like this from them outside of this. And maybe once I go through their full discography, I will hear something else similar. I have no idea what to compare this to at all. From their radio, for the rest of their thing, it makes no sense. It's very odd and it doesn't sound anything like it. For their message and the lyrics they were trying to do, I appreciate what they're going for, but I think I said it before, oftentimes when you try to convey a personal message or some type of message in an album like this, it's a very up and down album that a couple songs tend to be good and the rest of it can be scattered all over the place. I am going to have to give this album probably just a 6.5 to a 7. I think there's some very good ideas that was executed very poorly as an album as a whole. So overall, nothing terrible, nothing awful. Backdrifts is kind of bad, but nothing, a lot of mid, but nothing horrible. And for my discography ranking, it will be number 6 will be Pablo Honey, number 5 will be The Bends, 4 will be Hail to the Thief, 3 will be Amnesiac, 2 will be Kid A, and 1 is OK Computer to start. So there we have it. Yeah, I think this one punch is a little worse than Amnesiac. I thought I liked Amnesiac. Probably as a whole, it was a little bit more consistent for me. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you, people on YouTube, all the Radiohead fans who came out, and for all the new Radiohead fans. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below and hit subscribe. Hit the bell because we go live for all of these album reviews. Our next stream and next video will be we can announce the next two. So next video will be Metal by Pink Floyd, their 6th studio album, and trust me, these two will have a lot to talk about regarding metal. And then we'll be coming back to In Rainbows on Radiohead up next, so stay tuned. A lot of fire albums to come. Hope you guys enjoy. If you did, make sure you join our Discord. You can have all the arguments you want about Radiohead or Pink Floyd in there, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Investments in deals, investments in deals. Cold weather mistresses, cold weather Sunday paper say.